was a tough, hard-fought game. Tough ending for us. But it's a lot of heart and a lot of passion. I thought it was a good football game. Tough, kind of a tale of two halves. First half, solid defense. Both sides really just playing tough, hard-nosed, sound, very fundamental defense on both sides. And then you come out in the second half and both offenses kind of get going. Unfortunately, we give up a couple shots, but we get right back in it. Kickoff return touch may have been the difference in the ball game. Outstanding play by that kid. But these seniors have a special place in my heart. What they did to help us continue or to set this foundation, I think it reflects a passion, it reflects a toughness and a fight and a grit. I think we've all seen that. Unfortunately, we've come up short again, and that'll never be good enough in terms of the win and loss, and we all know that. But we're going to keep knocking on that door, and we're going to keep fighting, and these wins are coming, and they're coming soon, and when they come, they're going to come in bunches. I know that it's frustrating right now for us. It's frustrating for our players because we're so close, but we're going to continue to fight and stick together. And that's one thing that I respect about that locker room is they have not turned on each other, and they've stuck it out and through a lot of frustration, just in terms of the scoreboard and the results. But I am very proud of them. Go ahead and open it up for questions.
Matt, with 3:58 left, when you have the touchdown kickoff from midfield, what options did you consider there? Did you consider an onside or a pop-up
Nope.
kickoff?
3:58, 3 timeouts to go. They were not giving us an onside. Their front line was 11 and a half yards all night. They were not leaving early. They're very sound and fundamental on that. So there was the bunt or the onside was not there. And we had all 3 timeouts. So it's absolutely, it's kick it deep and play defense. We got to get stops done at that point.
The fact that this is your 4th loss in conference by 3 points or less, is that just where you are talent-wise relative to other teams, or are you not playing with quite as much poise late in games as you need to play with, or what do you think the reasons are?
That's a good question. I haven't stopped to think about it in terms of that. That sounds like an off-season question for me. I mean, if you want to assess talent, it's the 4th loss with 3 points or less. We're pretty close. I mean, I don't think it's. We are very, very thin in some spots. I think we've got to build our depth, and our numbers are very, very, are low in some positions. We have to recruit. We have to develop. I'm not sure we've completely lost our poise, but there's been some times that you do make mistakes at the end of the game where it can be pointed at poise. I think there's a couple games that I don't think should have gotten to that too, So I do think that'll be something that's, addressed and looked at, as we get into the offseason, though.
There was a late 3rd down where Skylar Thompson, late in the game, picked up a 3rd and long. It seemed like
Is that on the scramble?
the
Yeah.
scramble was a pretty big blitz, if I remember right. Overall, a lot of pressure. Seems like that's been a common theme. Late in games, 3rd and long, great opportunity, can't get off the field. From your perspective, why does that keep happening?
It's a good question. It's been a throw and completion. Times that the coverage wasn't tight enough. At times there's been not enough pressure. That time there was enough pressure. And I'm not sure to answer why there wasn't a guy signed to the quarterback on that or got caught up. I don't know that particular call, but it's certainly, I think, been a series of several things on 3rd downs.
Those five field goals, those 2 back-to-back, big kick returns and then two fakes on the punt team. Did you expect it to come down to special teams like that? Big.
I don't know if I expected it to come down to special teams, but I think those were opportunities that were there. We wanted to be aggressive. I made the calls on both of them. We thought they were there. We executed the one to Eric. A phenomenal play, really, by Austin and Eric. Great job by both of them. Just came up just a shade short on Jalen's. That was, 4th and 4. It was a long 4. It was right on the edge, and that spot was really close. But, really, I talked to our team about that during the week. If I call that in that situation and we don't get it, I got to get bailed out, and our defense bailed me out. And they liked it being aggressive, and, Trey kicked field goals. The kickoff return for a touch that hurt. That was a big play by them.
Was that fake designed for him, or with the kind of like the injuries of running back? Was that a change that was made during the week? The fake run on the punt, was that designed for Jalen, or was that?
No, you mean the run?
Yeah, the run.
No, it was designed for Jalen. Mm-hmm.
Is that the same call that y'all picked up against Oklahoma? Is that
Similar, just because it was a snap to the same guy, but the blocking schemes and the look were different. Yeah.
The throw to Keyshawn Carter that was initially signaled the touchdown, did you have any disagreement with how that ended up?
It was hard for me to see on the Jumbotron. I couldn't really see from where I stand on the sidelines.
Coach, you hold them to 6 points in the first half, and they explode for 24 in the second. What are some of the issues you sort of saw in your defense in that second half?
The issues with the defense in the second half. The third down. I mean, you mentioned the third down. There was a couple nice scrambles by 10. Obviously, the play action shot when they got in the 3-back formation right over our safety, that hurt. That was probably two of the bigger plays. And then till you get to the scenario Don was talking about, and you can't get off the field. You got to have a stop, and it's got to have a stop right there, and we couldn't get a stop.
Matt?
Yeah.
One more question about the kickoff decision. What about the option of a sky kickoff to pop it up, say, down to about the 20-yard line, at least make a guy fair catch it with feeling a little bit of heat?
Could have. I didn't want to see the thing come all the way back like a pinball machine. I'd already seen it once. That was good. That was good. We're going to try to play defense at that point. I mean, I kind of tipped my hat to the guy. I'm not going to sky it. You got another guy you could have very easily, but we just kicked it out.
What did DeMarcus Fields and Tajon have tonight?
Tajon actually got hurt in pregame, and I didn't see it. He kind of got banged up, hit heads in pregame, and our trainers and doctors ruled him out before the game. DeMarcus is just battling a hip injury and was kind of questionable. Probably could have gone if it was an emergency, but try to battle it through the week. I think he'll be good for next week.
What did you think of Jordan played tonight?
Jordan Brooks, all over the place. Heart and soul of that defense. Heart and soul of our team. A lot of respect for Jordan Brooks. I love that kid. The kid plays his guts out.
Coach, that play following the fake punt throw to Easy, was that play, the one Duffy threw the interception the following play, was that a design play to take a shot at the end zone, or is that something that Duffy might have just seen?
It was a designed shot into the end zone, a red zone play, and a good play by their safety.
Were those receivers both supposed to be so close to each other, or is there a miscue?
That's a good question. If you're asking me, then they're probably too close. I mean that out of all respect. I mean, I didn't see it. I was actually watching the protection and watching Jet, and then eyes went up late. And so if they were that close, potentially they could have been. I'll confirm that for you on Monday. Yeah.
How do you feel like Jet played overall?
you know, can't throw 2 picks. And I think his scrambles were outstanding. I thought his demeanor, I thought his verbiage in terms of the things that he did. We have had very little the last couple weeks mistakes in terms of the plays and the signals and all that. And we changed a lot of stuff this week. He handled that very well. Thought he handled the clock well, scrambling, the run game stuff very well. And you know, and I'm sure he would tell you, wish he had both picks back.